Bill Belichick, obviously one of the GOATs, greatest coaches of all time, just watching you intently, I guess, how cool was that moment for you when you're going through your one-on-one journey?
Yeah, it's a unique experience. I think as the little kid in me, the fan of football in me would have been pretty pumped. You grow up wanting to be in this position and in that situation. So it was a cool experience.
Would you say that you've gotten better from the Senior Bowl to now in terms of just showing people what you can do?
I think there's aspects that I've been able to improve on, but I think there's still things that I'm still trying to improve on that may not be a finished product. And I think that's stuff that is a work in progress. I'm changing a lot, whether it's stuff with my footwork, mechanics, and I think it takes a little bit. I've just been doing the same thing for the last 4 years and prior to that, so I think changing just movements in my body will take a little bit, but I think there's definitely areas that have been improved.
I think the deep ball was definitely, like today, we was throwing a really good ball today.
Yeah, it helps when you get to throw to guys like that, like Q and DDT and all those guys. But yeah, there's definitely things that I think I've improved on. There's other things that I need to continue to improve on, and there's things that I'm changing with my movements and mechanics and footwork and all that sort.
Max, how's the communication been with teams so far?
Yeah, it's been good. Talking to a lot of teams, and I think they all have a lot of great things to say about me as a player, and I think there's things that have stayed consistent of things that I need to work on and things you've heard from teams. But it's been good to hear from all of them.
How do you feel you've grown from the national championship to now?
I've learned a lot. I have grown a lot, and I think it's a big change of whether it's stuff on the field, whether it's stuff in the classroom, on the mental side of it. Obviously it can't be a finished product in 2 months or 3 months, whatever it is. So I'm just continuing to still work on it and improve in that way. But there's been a lot of learning though since that game.
Is this your last workout? Or will you work out for any teams at their
yes.
Was this your last workout?
Yeah, so then you'll have scheduled visits. I don't have any right now of if a team wants to bring you in, if they want to come down here and throw. So as of right now, I don't have anything planned.
What plans do you and your family have for the draft?
Just hanging out at home, nothing too crazy. Just
here in Texas or back home?
I'll be back in Iowa. Yeah, just go back to Iowa. Family, friends over, just hang out, enjoy it with all of them.
Max, you and Q out there one more time. What was the experience like?
Yeah, it was fun. I think this was just the last go around at TCU. Probably the last thing that we'll ever do, together with some sort of TCU on. So it was fun to be out there with Q and Tay and Didi and Amari and just all those guys. Just one last time to be out there with them. It was fun.
Speaking of Amari, did it seem like he made himself some money today with how he performed?
Yeah, I mean, Amari in our eyes had always been that guy. He's so talented. He's such a great guy. He's smart. So we knew what he was. It was just having other people recognize it. So yeah, he got himself a favor today.
You did pretty good yourself, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I mean, there's always things to improve on. I think also in my eyes, I probably get you want to be the perfectionist and you want everything to be perfect. And there's balls that I want back. Can't go back and change it anymore. It's just how it is. And I think just getting over it, improving, trying to get better. So
how do you try to ignore? Well, there might be 4 quarterbacks in the top 15, and then these guys might be day 2. How do you look at all those kinds of things, or do you try not to look at the projections of quarterbacks in this draft?
Oh yeah, you can't worry about it. There's all the guys that are in different situations. All these guys are talented, and I've got to know all of them. So you can't worry about those situations. Those guys are all great players, and I think you worry about your situation and where you're going to end up and trying to make that the best of it. I think the great thing about a lot of guys in this class is it doesn't really matter where they end up. They just want to have an opportunity and they want to go compete. So.
Jerry Jones had a lot of nice things to say about you. I think it was at the Senior Bowl. What would you think of being able to stay in this area and play for the Cowboys? Yeah,
it'd be incredible. You get to go there and you get to learn under Dak of how to be a professional and how to be just the quarterback that he is at that level, and be able to play for that organization and that franchise would be be pretty special.
And you grew up a Packers fan, I think you said. What are your thoughts on the Aaron Rodgers drama as a former Packers fan, or if you are still a Packers fan?
Yeah, as a little kid, I grew up a Packers fan. I think once you start getting into college, you start following guys that you played with. All these guys up here, you start just following them. But that's not really up to me. I don't make those decisions, and I'm not, really too focused on it. So,
Max, you obviously had a pretty good showing at the Senior Bowl, but you also had the second fastest time for a quarterback at the Combine. Did the phone ring a little bit more after your Combine performance?
Yeah, I think as a quarterback, testing well will help, but a lot of it comes down to how you are in the pocket, how you can, process things. That's kind of the main thing. So obviously, that will help, but, that won't come down to if a team wasn't interested and now they're interested just because of that, though.
I'll go one more question.